Hi folks, we're back with Reveal Math Grade 2 Unit 10, Lessons 5 and 6 together today because they are very closely related. One is regrouping tens and the other is regrouping hundreds when you're subtracting three-digit numbers. Lesson 5 asks students to find the difference by using base 10 blocks or pictures of base 10 blocks. So just looking at this problem here, which is in the homework, we can see that we need to regroup because we have 6 ones being taken away from 3 ones. Remember, regrouping just means what we used to call borrowing. So just another term for it, we're going to have to regroup some tens in order to have enough ones to subtract. Now let me move this up here and do a similar problem. So we're going to look at 342 minus 128, and I'm going to show you how to do it with base 10 blocks and also how that's related to the standard algorithm. Because they're really showing the same thing just in two different ways. Let me move that up there for now to give us a little more space. Okay, so first I'm going to draw my 342. So there's 100 block, there's a second one, and there's a third one. That's my 300s. 4 tens I can represent with the sticks. And again, imagine, if you haven't watched my previous videos, imagine the base 10 pieces that look like a block with like 100 little ones in it. I'm not going to draw all those lines. And then a rod that has 10 little ones in it, and then the ones cube is this tiny little guy. So here we have 342, just going to make 2 dots, and I want to take away 128. So here it is important that we start with the ones because we're going to see that we need to regroup. So I want to take away 8 ones from 2 ones. Oh, I can't do that because I only have 2 ones over here. And this is exactly the same thing that is happening up here. Sorry, looking for the right color. Up here in our standard algorithm, I can't take away 8 ones from 2 ones, so I have to move to the next column, or the tens column, and regroup a 10. So what we used to call borrowing, we would cross out the 4 and write a 3, because now we have 3 tens. We add those 10 ones over to the ones column to give us 12 ones now. We're doing exactly that with the base 10 pieces now. So I have 2 ones, but I need more than that, so I'm going to take one of these 10s here, and I'm going to regroup it into ones. So that 10 is going to go away from the tens column basically and become 10 new ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can take away 8 ones from my ones place. So I'm going to cross out 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As my daughter was doing this week on her homework, she was going bye-bye, bye-bye every time she crossed one out. So I think I'm going to think about that forever now. All right, so I took away my 8 ones. I still have 2 tens I need to take away. So bye-bye, bye-bye. And 100 that I need to take away. So cross that one out. And then what I'm left with is my answer to the subtraction problem. So I have 2 hundreds, I have 1 10, and I have 4 ones. So this is exactly the same thing that you are doing when you do the standard algorithm. I showed the regrouping of the tens into ones already. So then we have 12 ones minus 8 ones gives us 4 ones. 3 tens minus 2 tens gives us 1 10. And 300s minus 100 gives us 200. Gives us 200s, so 214 is our final answer. One thing that I find just a little bit unusual here that Reveal Math does is it shows the regrouping for us already. So it started with 253 blocks, and then it shows us how you can regroup one of those 10s into 10 ones. So that's kind of, it's almost like a little, like imagine that this 10 is becoming 10 ones. So that step is already done for your students, and then they can go ahead and subtract. The later problems in the homework don't show that regrouping. They actually have to do it for themselves. Lesson 6 is exactly the same idea, but now we're working with regrouping hundreds as well as tens, or sometimes as well as tens. So you can see in this model that they have drawn 363, and they have shown how we could regroup one of those hundreds into 10 tens. That's this over here. Okay, now we're going to move this, look at a similar problem. 236 minus 152, and again I'm going to show you how the standard algorithm lines up with using these base 10 blocks, and I'm just going to move this up here for a little more space here. Okay, so 236, I'm going to draw my 200 first, and then 30, so that means 3 tens and 6 ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to organize them in groups of 5 because it makes it easier to work with, and there's my 6th. Okay, now I want to subtract 152. So can I take away 2 ones from 6 ones? Yes, I can. So I'm going to cross out my 2 ones, or bye-bye, as my daughter would say. And that's exactly what we do in the standard algorithm. Up here, 6 minus 2 gives us 4, and you can see that 4 ones are left in there. Now to the tens. Can I take away 5 tens from 3 tens? And if we look at the tens column here? No, we can't. So we're going to have to regroup one of these hundreds. So let me first erase my arrow here because that's getting in the way. I'm going to take one of these hundreds and I'm going to move it. I'm going to regroup it into the tens place. So that means I now have 10 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that 100 over there is no longer there because it has been regrouped as tens. Again, exactly the same thing as the standard algorithm. Looking at this column here, if I want to take away 5 tens from 3 tens, I can't. So I move over to the hundreds. I regroup or borrow from the hundreds column. I have 100 left then and 13 tens. So 13 tens minus 5 tens I can actually do. So back to the base 10 pieces here. So all I've done so far is regroup. I haven't actually subtracted the tens or hundreds yet. So now I need to go back to this, taking away 5 tens from 3 tens. So I'm just going to cross out a whole little block there because I know that's 5. And then I take away 100 from 2 hundreds. That means my last 100 there is going away. And what I'm left with is no hundreds and 8 tens and 4 ones. So looking again at the standard algorithm up here, same exact thing. I have 13 tens minus 5 tens. So 13 minus 5 is 8. And 100 minus 100 is 0. So we're left with just 84 at the end. Thanks as always for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe or like the video, and you can leave requests for topics or grade levels in the comments. Also check out my Substack if you'd like, Make Math Make Sense, which is a bit more of a philosophical take on math education. And my email address now is at the bottom of the screen for anyone who wants to get in touch.